Hello and welcome to another Ivan's Number One Garage video. I am just making a short little clip here to say about my thoughts on a recent test drive I did on a Porsche Cayman. Last week here in the south of England. It's been on the agenda for quite a long time because if anybody watched these videos know I own a 987 Cayman Mark 1, the old 2.7 flat 6, whatever, 250 brake horsepower, whatever it is. And so since the 718 came out, I have been wanting to go for a drive, but I never really got about it or thought about it too much. But anyway, last week got on the Porsche UK configurator and sent a request off to my Porsche dealer here in Reading, and within half an hour a guy came back saying he glad for them to facilitate a test drive. So I turned up, and the car I wanted was a manual 718, but on the day I had a PDK, 7-speed PDK. So for anybody who doesn't know or knows about it, the new Cayman, there's a few different varieties of engines. So you've a 2-litre 4-cylinder, you have a 2.5 4-cylinder, and then you get a GTS 4-litre, which is a 6-cylinder. So the car I drove was a PDK 2-litre turbo. The interior is quite nice. Kind of that original, almost old style look to it today, because a lot of cars today, they seem to be going very minimalistic, and so I like the layout. Beautiful steering, amazing car. So went for a bit of a test drive. I would prefer a manual car, but actually the 7-speed PDK is an amazing gearbox, actually. Very well suited to the car. It does everything really. You don't have to just stick it into manual and off you go, or leave it in just normal automatic. It does the whole rev matching. It seems to know the gear you're supposed to be in. It probably does too much, to be honest. It's probably too good, but I'd still prefer, even though I know this 987 I have is actually Tiptronic, and I've done a video before about kind of rev matching and the Tiptronic, which is kind of fun in itself, really. But so what overall, I couldn't really fault the car, apart from the one elephant in the room, and that would be the sound of the 718 2-litre turbocharged engine. It's got a bit of a rumble off the gearbox, but for me, I just don't think it sounds as good as a 6-cylinder. How I left it with the salesman was, I said, I'm going to go for a drive at the weekend, which is Saturday gone, and I said I'm going to go for a drive in my car in the flat 6, see how it is. And I wrote back to him probably earlier this week saying that I just couldn't really live with the sound of the. It's probably the 718, either the 2-litre or 2.5, probably bang for your buck. Is probably one of the best sports cars you could buy, to be honest, for the money. But the sound, when I drove the car, I was probably driving the car in the test drive probably even harder than I would if I owned the car myself. So you've got to live within a range, within legal speeds and all that. And yeah, I just couldn't really. I wasn't sold on the sound. I'm sorry. I mean, if anybody has the car, I mean, it's fantastic. If to me, I mean, the guy was saying, yeah, 718 goes back to the race car with a 4-cylinder, but I don't think you could equate the current 4-cylinder with the old race car 4-cylinder. But anyway, I know the 912 had a 4-cylinder, but or did it? No, it didn't. The 356. But I think the car for me actually would be in the Cayman range. I mean, I've done a video in the past about I did a track day in Silverstone with Porsche Experience Centre with a Cayman GT4. But actually, I think the car for me would be the GTS 4 litre, which is a 6-cylinder engine. That would be the car I would go for. So I think, I don't know at the moment, if how I left it with the guy was saying if they didn't have a 4 litre flat 6, the GTS 4 litre in the showroom. So I said, if you ever get it in stock, I'd like to see what it's like, take a test drive in that. So yeah, I don't think I'll be trading in my current 718 at the moment or my current 987 for the current 718 turbocharged engine. So yeah, if anybody has any comments or anything like that, to me, I mean, I couldn't fault the car whatsoever. I mean, the 718 is an amazing car, but to me, the sound is quite important as well. I mean, who is going at 10 tenths, 9 tenths, 8 tenths at the time? Is a bit of a. I mean, Porsche made the 718 with the 4-cylinder supposedly for a bit of better fuel economy, which it probably is, than the 6. But that is quite a big payoff for a little bit of better fuel economy for the sound. I mean, the 718 is right behind, it's right in here, the engine, so the same as this. But you hear a bit of a guttural exhaust note, but induction engine is, you have engine sound, induction sound versus exhaust, and I'm more of an induction, the actual physical sound of the engine rather than artificially induced sport exhaust, something like that. I didn't really like the exhaust sound anyway off the 718. So that's where we are. So if the salesman rings me up and said I've got a GTS 4 litre, I'll definitely try it out, and I might make a short video if anybody's interested. But there we are. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again sometime. Bye.